All right. I am live, so I am gonna go ahead and start. Kenzie Evans is going to join me as soon as she gets her camera working, so bear with us here. Hold on just a second. We are live, we are recording. And I made the mistake, I think, of posting like our question link in like 8 different pages. So I'm gonna be flipping back and forth here. So if I miss anything, sorry. How about that? All right, and I'm gonna do my very best to keep it under an hour. We have a lot of questions, which I'm really excited about. I'm glad that you guys are actually participating, which is awesome. Can you see me? I'm gonna post that on there just to make sure we're on and good and everybody can see me because it doesn't show any viewers yet. Hello out there. Kenzie, are you alive? Okay, we'll go ahead and go. So I'll go through a few announcements first, just a few things that I want to touch on before we dig into all the questions and things that you guys had. So first one, Entrepreneur Academy is still going. It's doing amazing. If you are not in that group, yes, you can see me. Okay, if you are not in that group, I'm gonna let you in. You can join the group. One thing, the catch is if you're in now, if you just get added, you're not gonna be able to get the weekly prizes. You're not gonna get, the prizes for Emerald or the cash pot for Diamond or anything like that because we started on August 3rd, the first week in August, or the first Monday in August. And it's not fair to other people who are, already participating and already going to have new people in and the cash prize and we had a cutoff and all that stuff. So you can get in. Whether you're getting prizes or not, that group is gold. Let me just tell you that. So if you want in, shoot me a private message. I will add you in or get you approved to be in, and we'll get you in that. I'm going to have all of the material from it, all of the videos, the pictures, the training, every single aspect of that group we are going to get, and I will upload it into the Luxe Republic soon. I don't know when, but I'm working on it. I do want to give you a heads up as well because I'm going to be updating the files. I'm going to be updating the photo albums. I am going to be working on a bunch of new things. So you're probably going to get 150 notifications in our team page every single day with the things that I'm updating and changing. But I just want to revamp some stuff. I want to get you guys some more samples of posts and examples of what your Facebook profile should look like and examples of ways to share your story and just different things like that. So I'm going to be updating a lot of different pictures and videos and files and things like that. So bear with me as I get everything updated and I'll keep you posted as we go. This month, Pio is still on sale. Pio, sorry, Brett's going home. Dexter's going to eat him. Pio's on sale. 3-day refresh is on sale. Pio Kickstart, which includes 3-day refresh, is on sale. Pio and 3-day refresh are $140 for the challenge pack, and Pio Kickstart is $180 for the challenge pack. So make sure you're taking advantages of these sales. If you've done Pio, make a post and share your results. Share what you love about the program, what you hated about the program. Don't share what you hated about the program. Share what you loved and your results and the progress that you had, and just start talking about it. Because when people are seeing that you're having results and you're talking about something you love, they're gonna ask you about it. And it just makes it easier for people to be able to come to you for it. So make sure you're talking about it. Whether you did Pio or not, size, 21-day fix, whatever you're doing, talk about it, okay? We are doing our 3-day refresh group, our team-wide group. I made a video on it yesterday, I think, so make sure you watch that video. I do have the event up and the group open. I know a lot of you have already asked to join the group, but I am literally going through and making sure that you've sold a challenge pack for 3-day refresh before you were added and accepted into that group with your customer. Very strict on that. I want you guys to work for this group. It's fun. All these team groups that we do or the team challenge groups that we do are so much fun. I think a lot of coaches get a lot out of it, but I want you to work for it, okay? We're not running a group for you or for your accountability. This is for you and your business, okay, and your customers. So work for it. Get those challenge packs sold. Get that Success Club locked in, and we'll get you added into the group. Okay? If you have questions, just post them on Luxe Republic and we'll answer them for you. Here's my dude. Dudes group we have is a men-only group. It's our man group, our dudes group. Brett is running it with, or hosting it and running it by himself with all of the men in Luxe Republic. Husbands, spouses, boyfriends. If you have a male that is signed up as a coach on your team, or your husband or your boyfriend, whoever it is that's signed up, have them message Brett, and Brett can get them into that group. We had it last year and there were like 10 people in it, and this year there's 70. So it's really grown a lot, and I think a lot of the men are pretty engaged in it and they're getting a lot out of it, and Brett's doing one-on-one calls with them. So send them Brett's way, okay? Oh, I did want to add for the refresh group. Let me message Kinsey. Kinsey, are you alive? She's supposed to be on this. Brett's laughing at you if you can hear me. I do want to mention the 3-day refresh group. I want you to mention it to your inactive coaches. I want to mention this for those of you who have lost rank, those of you who are emerald or diamond and have had inactive coaches pop up and you're kind of not sure on what to do with them. I want to encourage you to message them privately and invite them to this group. If they're a coach and they get the 3-day refresh, I want to be able to add them in. So it might be something where they've fallen off track. Mention to them that we have this new group starting and you'd love for them to do it. All they need to do is get the 3-day refresh with the 3 packets of Shakeology, so that it is 50 PB. It's 52 PB, I think. It gets them active as a coach, helps you get your rank back or advanced rank, and also gets them into the group where they can maybe get back on track. And maybe we do something or say something in the group that sparks them to actually want to continue to coach. So highly recommend mentioning that to all of your inactive coaches. I will actually be messaging if you are inactive listening to this video, you will probably get a message from me today. But I'm going to message all of my inactive coaches and say the exact same thing to them to get them in and plugged back in and just excited about their journey again. Because I think that's a lot of them just lose that momentum. And I think that's all the announcements I have. Kenzie's still working on her video, so she may not come. Who knows? Okay, I am going to open the questions here and we will get started. Just a second. If I can find them. Okay, what questions do you have for Raina Odell? So fun. Okay. First one. Now, I will say that if there are any diamonds, and I posted in our diamond group, we're doing a diamond-only call tonight. So if you are either not in that group, you should be, if you are a diamond, or if you're missing the notifications and you're just watching this, we are doing a diamond group call tonight. So volume, placement, all that stuff, we're going to go a little more in depth on tonight, but I will cover some of it today. But honestly, if you're watching this and you're like, I do want to know about that, get to diamond. Because it really doesn't matter until you get to diamond. You can have weak legs, strong legs, and worry about placement and all that stuff, but it really doesn't matter until you hit diamond rank because you have to have even legs anyway. She's alive!
Oh man! I had to do it.
I can't hear you though.
Because I had to do it through my phone because my freaking webcam's not working. So I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't? Hold on.
I'm going to let you work on your volume and I'm going to continue.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Okay. So Annie wanted to know, I know a lot of my coaches have questions about legs, placement, and volume even after watching training videos. Yes. This is something that I didn't even hardly catch on to it until after I was diamond. Like I was literally messaging Leslie, my upline, like, where do I put this person? Where do I put that person? I know a lot of you do that to me now, and I'm 110% okay with that. It is hard to know every single detail about this business right away. So I encourage you to, one, jump in and learn as you go. Kinsey, can I hear you now?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Work on it. Keep going. Keep going. At least we can see your smiling face. So Liz, your first two coaches are obviously, if you're an Emerald coach or your Diamond coach, you already know this, but if you're a coach and you're not advanced rank yet, your first two coaches will automatically go to opposite legs. What I am discovering is that those of you pushing to get your spouse signed up, one of your spouse signed up, and one of them placed in your left leg, or I'm sorry, in your weak leg, they are the ones to sign up second. So your first coach is automatically going to go to your strong leg. Your second coach is automatically going to go to your weak leg. So spouses need to be number two. I still can't hear you, Kim.
You can hear me?
You can hear, somebody said they can hear you. I cannot hear you at all.
Dang it.
Oh my God, my volume was off.
What?
They
can hear me?
I'm like, I can't hear you. Sorry.
I was like, okay, so now you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just had to turn my volume up. Thanks, Kari.
I was going crazy. I was like, it's on. It says it's on.
That's so funny. I suck. All right. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I'll continue. I apologize, everybody. That was a blonde moment. Okay. All right. So your first two coaches automatically go to separate legs. You have a left leg and a right leg. You have, this is you, okay, and your first two coaches, you want, so I'm up here, okay, I'm up there. Your first two coaches, that's you, is it backwards? You want this is obviously going to be your strong leg, because if I'm up here and I sign a coach, they're going to be placed down here. If I sign another coach, they're going to be placed down here. So this is obviously your outside strong leg. So after you are signed up, any coach that is placed after you in that side of the downline goes under you and contributes to your volume. This doesn't even matter until you're at least an Emerald, where you earn $14 a cycle, Ruby $16 a cycle, Diamond's $18 a cycle. So none of this even matters unless you're an Emerald rank, so get there, okay? But you want this to be your spouse, so I'm going to put Brett here. Your spouse is not Brett, but I'm going to put him there so you can see it. So you want this to be your spouse because this is your weak leg. There is no coaches, or hardly any, that contribute to this side or contribute at this side of your actual downline. So you have the opportunity here to grow this because this is already being grown for you. You might have like 10,000 in volume or something like that right now, or 500 in volume, or whatever the number is in this leg, and nothing in this leg. So this is your opportunity to stack some coaches in this leg and grow your spouse to Emerald or above. That way you're earning team cycle bonus here and team cycle bonus here. Double the income, double dipping. So yes, super important, one, to have your spouse signed up in your weak leg. If you're like me, I was placed on an inside leg. I do not have a strong leg or a weak leg. I kind of built them both on my own, so I placed Brett in a leg because I had no idea at the beginning either. He is, in fact, in my weak leg, luckily, but they're honestly neck and neck. My legs are neck and neck, so I don't have a weak leg or a strong leg. I kind of just contribute to both. So this is all very confusing and taking more time than I wanted it to, but if you have questions about it, message your Diamond upline, message me. I can explain it a little more in-depth for you, but all in all, it doesn't even matter until you get to Diamond. It doesn't even matter because you have to have 4 coaches on this leg and 4 coaches on this leg to get to Diamond anyway. So you can stack up, do whatever, but it's not going to benefit you until you get to Diamond. Okay? Perfect. Good talk. Okay. Annie, if your coaches do have more questions, just have them message me, or I will message you and tell you what to say to them, or however you want to do it. Sierra says, how do I interest people in becoming a coach, like a legit coach? No one has been interested in the business side. Kenzie, do you want to answer this one?
I'd say share about the opportunity. Even as small as it might be, how has Beachbody helped you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So your weight loss, your fitness journey, your financial journey, just make sure you're getting those posts up, because if you're not sharing about how Beachbody's helped you, then nobody nobody knows what you're doing, and they're not seeing the opportunity. So I say get those posts up and start conversations.
Yeah, and we all didn't start making six figures or out at, you know, 2-star diamond coach or whatever. We all started in the same situation you did, the same coach status, not knowing anything about the business, just completely blindly jumping in. And it just kind of grows. The more you're posting, the more people are going to be attracted to that, and the more they're going to see it. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, I make 6 figures, come like my page, or anything like that. It has to be, you know, if you made $100 of a paycheck, you bought your Shakeology for the month, or drinking your Shakeology and saying, I love how I got this free this month. And people are going to be like, how did you get Shakeology free? You know what I mean? It's simple little posts like that you really just have to think about a way to put in a little coaching pitch inside the post. I know for me, doing that more has had, like, it's paid off tenfold. I've had so many more people come to me about the business just from posting little nonchalant things like that about the business. So yeah, make sure you're posting. Most of all, if you're not posting, then that, not necessarily straight to you, Sierra, but if you're not posting anyone, then there's your answer. That's why you're not successful in this business. If you aren't posting every single day, you will not be successful. So do it. Okay, good talk. Stacy wants to know about Second Business Center and having pros of one. We'll talk about that more on the Diamond Call tonight, but once you get to 2-star, you're able to open a Second Business Center. I'll do up this little drawing for you again. Okay, so opening your Second Business Center, now you can do this, we'll talk about this more again tonight, but you are able to sponsor coaches in your first business center and place them under your spouse or under your second business center or something like that. So you're able to strategically place people to benefit you volume-wise. We will discuss that more. But Second Business Center, you are able to place it anywhere in your organization, under any single person, under any leg, wherever you want to put it. For me, I put it under Brett. Why? This is my second. I'm going to put it number 2. Why did I do that? Because now any coaches place after my Second Business Center or in my Second Business Center, Team Cycle bonus here, Team Cycle bonus here, and Team Cycle bonus here. Triple dipping. Okay? That's the that's the benefit of having a Second Business Center, is more volume. You can also grow this business center to diamond, which contributes to one of your diamonds if you want to achieve 3-star or 4-star or wherever, or whatever rank. That also helps as well. So I hope that helped. We'll discuss it more tonight, but just know, coaches and emeralds and diamonds, that there is a potential for you to, at 2-star, open a Second Business Center, which is just a whole other you. It's another you that you can add coaches to. You advance it to emerald, you advance it to diamond. It counts as a diamond towards your actual first business center. You don't have to have 2 home directs. Every successful points or challenge pack sold through that Second Business Center rolls up to your first. So you get successful points in your first business center only. Lots of benefits to it. Lots of benefits. So it doesn't stop at business, or our business doesn't stop at diamond. We continue to grow. We have I think you can open like 23 business centers, up to 23 different business centers. That's 23 avenues that volume is just like driving through. So diamond is not your end goal. Diamond is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the very beginning of the potential in this business. So it's exciting. It's fun to talk about.
I think it's 25, isn't it? 25?
I think it's 25. I think it's 23 or 25, something like that. I know it's a freaking lot. A lot. It's exciting. Megan says, what do you do or say to coaches to help them reach Success Club? Also give us a few personal invites to challenge group ideas. My team struggles with cold messaging. You want to answer the one?
I say you need to start at least 2 to 5 conversations daily. Just not even about Beachbody. Just build those relationships. And then once you do advertise a challenge group on your wall, people will remember you. They'll remember the conversation and they'll reach out to you. I mean, at least get it out there and start building relationships.
Yeah. For the what do you do to say to coaches who help them reach Success Club, I just make it a no matter what in this business. So as soon as I start a coach or sign a coach, and you know, we can kind of gauge, do they want to work the business? Is this just a hobby? How serious are they? If they want to work the business and earn an income with this, I tell them Success Club. That's your first goal no matter what. If you want to be successful and if you want to earn an income, you need to be hitting Success Club. Any coach you talk to across the board is going to tell you the exact same thing, that if you want to be successful, if you want to earn an income, Success Club is what has to happen. And I say that to my coaches. Success Club wasn't, and like I didn't know that my coaches should be hitting Success Club and stuff like that in the beginning, so I'm blessed now to be able to tell you guys how important it is, because it was one thing that held me back a lot in the beginning. I hit Success Club, but I didn't care if my coaches did, really. I was like, if you hit it, you hit it, and it wasn't like a huge priority to me. But knowing that rank, income, recognition, you know, your number one company, everything is driven by Success Club, that shows how important it is. So you just make it no matter what. But I will say, if I wasn't hitting Success Club 10, 20, 30 every single month, my coaches wouldn't be doing it. We have to
lead by example.
Exactly. Lead by example. Show them what has to be done. If I wasn't posting, if I wasn't reading personal development, if I wasn't working out, drinking Shakeology, hitting Success Club, I wouldn't expect any of my coaches to do any of those things. So you have to be doing what it takes if you want to build a strong, solid team underneath you.
And is
Go ahead.
Coaches that hit Success Club 5 consistently make 3 times more than coaches that don't? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Brett just goes, he was going to tell me to say what I was about to say. But Brittany Leggett said yesterday that if coaches who are consistently hitting Success Club 5 every single month stick to it, they will be diamond. It's just a matter of time. If you are hitting Success Club every single month, is that what you wanted me to say?
And how it's a gauge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And gosh, if you didn't listen to that call, you've got to listen to that call. I don't know who you are, but I'm talking to everybody. But she said, it said Success Club is the gauge to determine current success and future success. And I was like, yeah, it really is. It really is it was an aha moment for both of us. We were both like, that is so true. And that is why those of you who are hitting Success Club and those of you who are locking it in, that's why we make such a big deal out of it. That's why we're giving you recognition and giving you shout outs and working more with you one-on-one, because you guys see the potential in this business. I am just going to say it. It is easy to sell a challenge pack. It is easy. And I know Kenzie will say the same exact thing. When people tell me that it's difficult to sell a challenge pack or they're having a hard time in the business, it's usually because they're not doing what they need to be doing every single day. They're not talking to people. They're not posting. They're not inviting. They're not doing something. Say it again.
It's not value in the challenge pack.
Exactly. It's in your conversations. It's something that's missing that you're not getting, if that makes sense. Okay.
Success Club consistently, and you're filling up challenge groups. Eventually, those challengers are going to see the opportunity in coaching. So your Success Club points will turn into coaches.
Yep.
Most likely. If they believe in the programs, Shakeology, and the whole coaching process, then they're eventually going to become coaches or want to learn more about coaching. So if you're not in Success Club, you're not building a team, you know.
Yeah. You're not earning the income that you could be, and you're not hitting the rank that you could be, and you're not getting the recognition that you should be because you aren't doing those things. Okay, Rachel Lane, not Rachel Grass anymore, Rachel Lane posted, how did Brett help your business before he quit his full-time job? Getting the hubby involved is something I'd like to start doing. So we had a call with Caitlin Kraft and her husband. Hopefully she's watching. We had a call with them yesterday, and they kind of had the same exact thing. She's wanting to grow her business and wanting to, you know, just skyrocket. And she's like, how can my husband help? For Brett, he was super hesitant in the very beginning. He will be the first to tell you that he didn't believe in Beachbody, didn't believe in what I was going to do, until the paycheck started rolling in. And he's like, yeah, what do you need?
Which is true for most guys.
Which is true for most guys. And most spouses, it is the case. So, one, keep going. You have to prove your husband wrong. Two, your husband can do so much behind the scenes. Brett and I decided early on that I was going to be the face of our business and he was going to be more behind the scenes. So he is always literally stalking everyone on Facebook. You guys, all of you coaches, he's stalking you all on Facebook. He is giving me ideas and ways to grow behind the scenes, to be able to, you know, reach different people and talk to you guys in a different way, and yeah, set goals with you guys, things like that. He also is very good about growing our network. So he doesn't post as often as I do, maybe once a day, maybe once every other day, something like that. But he is constantly adding new people to his Facebook page, to his personal Facebook page. So he's adding women in my demographic, which is awkward sometimes.
Hey, just business.
He's adding women in my demographic. So that when I tag him in every single post, which I do, I'm able to reach double the people. So he's got, you're maxed out at 5,000 friends on Facebook, but when you have a spouse that you can tag, that's another 5,000 people that you have the ability to reach. So if your husband lets you tag him on Facebook, do it. If your husband doesn't have a Facebook, make him one. And add all of his friends from high school.
I want to add to that, so you don't have to
Okay.
put me on camera.
He doesn't want to be
I just want to say that one thing too, like Raina said in the beginning, I wasn't a fan of Beachbody in the beginning, and I was just the whole time thinking she was going to quit, she was going to stop, she was going to do whatever she's going to do, the workouts and the posting, things like that for 2 weeks, and it was going to be done, right? So if the easiest way to get your husbands or your boyfriends involved is really prove them wrong by your actions. Be consistent in the things that Raina tells you to do that you know you're supposed to do with your workouts, with your drinking, your Shakeology, with nutrition, things like that. And it's going to make your battle of trying to get them involved and on board even more a lot easier, right? But then, second, let me add to that. One thing that they can do, and I told this to Jeff Kraft, Caitlin Kraft's husband that Raina mentioned that we talked to yesterday, they can always they need to demonstrate their belief in Beachbody and their belief in you in a support role, right? So they can always be posting things with nutrition, things with workout, just similar to what you guys post too. Maybe not the recruiting posts and things like that, but people need to see that you guys are in this together. People need to see that you're drinking Shakeology, that you're working out, that you care about your coaches, that you're an encourager, you're a motivator, and things like that. So make sure that they're doing those things. That's an easy way to help. I don't know how many people we've got as far as, that maybe have followed, me or whatever you want to call it, but that have just seen that and reached out to Raina, or me because of that. I don't post recruiting coaches, and I don't post about challenge groups and things like that, but that's just something that they can do that's very subtle, right, to help the business grow. So I just want to say that.
All right, muscles, go away.
Shut up.
Okay. What I do want to add to that too really fast is I know a lot of people are hesitant to sign their spouses up because they're like, my husband doesn't want to work the business, doesn't want to do anything like that. They don't have to. Brett, I don't even know if he knew that he was a coach when he was a coach. You can literally just sign them up, and they're there for the sole purpose of an additional income for you, an additional business center, just like we get a second business center. They're an additional business center that you are able to grow and add coaches to, and reap the benefits of for more team cycle bonus and more growth. They're an extra diamond. So if you get, your husband a diamond and you're a diamond and you have another friend a diamond, that's 3 stars. That's 3-star diamond coach and you're eligible for bonuses. So there is a lot of benefits to having your spouse signed up. And if you do not have your spouse signed up, I highly recommend it. Because, I don't know, there's just a lot of growth there. And go ahead.
It's frustrating too.
He's excited about this topic.
No, it's just frustrating too because I get messages all the time, and we get messages all the time from, wives that are like, we just, my spouse isn't on board. They just, they, whatever, and we have to have the Shakeology every month, whatever. We just can't afford it. It's like, you know what? We made sacrifices. Whenever Raina signed up for Beachbody, we were a single income family, right? I was working. We made sacrifices so we could have me on Shakeology as well as her, right? Because we knew the value. Leslie did a good job of showing us and creating the value and signing your spouse and having your spouse on Home Direct, right? So it's our job as coaches to demonstrate and create that value in all of our coaches too in their downline. Like, things that are worth it cost you something, right? They cost you something, whether it's money or time or effort or whatever it's going to be. It's going to cost you something. And just like we push Emerald and we show the value of Emerald, and part of that is their spouse. Like, there needs to be a sacrifice made. And I get that money's tight, but go through their cable bill, go through their cell phone bill. Maybe they got to cut out HBO and Cinemax for a couple months.
Stop buying the purses.
No, seriously, like, we had to do that. I think I lowered our cable bill by like $80. Yeah. Just to help us out with Shakeology, you know what I mean? We had to make a sacrifice to do that because it's not, they think of it just as $110 a month or $120 a month, but they're not looking at the longevity how much money they're missing out, how much income potential they're missing on by not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway.
Yeah. And it's easy to say you want to pause it or you're going to skip it for a month, but not only is that affecting you and your rank, but it's also affecting your upline's rank and their rank above them. So it's more than just Shakeology on Home Direct for $120 a month. There's so much tied to it. Whether it's Shakeology or not, like Brett wasn't on Shakeology Home Direct. I think I had him on 3-day refresh Home Direct for a long time. And just until recently, because now we're both drinking Shakeology every single day and we go through it a lot faster, so he's on Shakeology now. But he was on the bare minimum before, just barely enough, as long as he was active, just enough so I could earn Team Cycle bonus through his account. And so don't think, go ahead.
And you use it as giveaways.
Yeah, and you can get giveaways.
Like
Everybody wants a 3-day refresh. Everybody wants this stuff. So Boost Now, Performance Line, there's so many different options that you guys can do for Home Direct. Give it away, raffle it off, whatever you need to do. We got off on that, on a tangent on that. That'll be a lot of stuff. Brett, you saw this little fire. That's how he is in the dudes group. So if your husband or spouse needs that motivation or that kick to really support you, please send them to him for that group because it's a really good group.
And yeah, but make sure they ask them about it. Don't just tell me to put them in there. Because honestly, last year the dudes group wasn't successful because we were just adding people in there because they were a guy. But 90% of the people that were there didn't want to be. And I want it to be a group where they want to be there, where they want to participate, they want to learn, they want to grow their business, they care. And so make sure you ask them first, make sure you tell them what it is. And if you don't know what it is, you can tell them to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to talk to them about about what it is and what its purposes is.
Yeah. Okay. Mary Jo said, when did you create your own PS page? Any tips, guidelines to follow in doing so? So I did create a personally sponsored page. I did that when so first when I signed up as a coach, I was added to the Platinum Legacy, which is Leslie's page. So I was added to the Platinum Legacy, which was just like Luxe Republic, only bigger at the time. And I went in there, any coaches I added, they went in there, things like that. When I got to Diamond, I made my own team page, which is the Luxe Republic. I did the Luxe Republic for a good few months until my coaches started adding everybody in, and then it got too overwhelming in there, and then I made a page for just my personally sponsored coaches. So I have the Luxe Republic, and then I have Raina's personally sponsored page. I'm in TPL still, but I don't add coaches to it anymore. But I highly recommend, if you are in Luxe Republic, having your own personally sponsored team page for your coaches and their coaches, and you just hire downline. Once you get, 3, 4, 5 coaches beyond underneath you, highly recommend it. Kenzie, when did you do yours?
I think I did it at 1 star, and that's just because, like you said, you get your coaches, and it just gets too overwhelming. And I think creating a personally sponsored page is easier for communication with your personally sponsored. Yeah. And prizes. And
yeah. Just gets easier to track everybody when you have your own private page. Laura said, definitely would love to know how you got your hubs to join the biz and get inspired with fitness. I gave him no choice. I'm just kidding. No, he sat on the couch and watched me while eating Oreos as I was working out for the longest time. For the longest time, he did that. And it wasn't until, I don't even know how long into it what it was. It was probably a few months into it that he actually started working out and getting into it and things like that. But it was just my consistency. I'm telling you guys, consistency is everything. As long as you keep doing what you need to be doing, friends, family, spouse, anyone that's doubting you or holding you back right now will soon join you, I promise. Unless
they're watching.
Yeah, unless they're just mean, then they never will. Samantha Holly, how do you grow team volume? Do you ever do cold invites, reach out to someone about a challenge group posting without building a relationship first? So growing team volume, I kind of covered already, so I'm not going to go any more into that, and I will on the Diamond Call tonight. But do you ever do cold invites, reaching out to somebody about a challenge group or coaching without building a relationship first? The only time I do so is if they have given me a reason to believe that they would benefit from either. If I see them in my newsfeed, or if they message me about something, I don't even know. Usually I only cold invite someone if I see them in my newsfeed. Like I shared the other day where someone was looking for a second job and I said, hey, I'm a fitness coach and I'd love to expand my team. You want to talk about coaching, something like that. In the beginning, when I first started coaching, I probably did it a little more. I hardly ever do it now. Kenzie, you do it?
I do it if I see somebody post a coach post, you know, like I see them posting a lot of fitness stuff. I'm like, well, they could get paid for doing the post that they're posting. So I reach out to them and ask. I'm like, hey, girl, you're super inspirational. I've seen your post on my newsfeed. Have you ever thought about becoming a coach? And most of them are like, well, what's a coach?
Yeah.
And then I pitch the coaching opportunity. And then challenge groups, like you said, if they post about wanting to lose 10, 15 pounds in a certain amount of time, can you still see me?
Yeah.
Then I reach out.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of people in your newsfeed too. And this is where really scrolling your newsfeed does pay off when everything else is done. All of the other tasks are done for the day. So at night, Brett does it a lot more than I do, but we'll just scroll through the newsfeed. And if I see someone that stands out, I'm going to mention it to them. Or if I see someone that's like, you know, going to the gym a lot, doing a lot of this stuff, I'll message them about coaching. You just have to ask people. You have to kind of get over that, I don't want to hear no, or I'm too embarrassed. Get over it.
Even if they say no at the very beginning, they're going to start watching you closer.
Exactly.
They're flattered.
Yeah.
And they'll eventually come around.
Yeah. All you have to do is plant that seed and then just stay consistent, and they'll keep watching. Haley Arnold, how do you go about getting people excited about coaching? I want to build my team, but growing interest in the business is tough. We answered this question kind of in the beginning. You are who you attract. So if you are consistently working out, drinking Shakeology, hitting Success Club, posting, inviting people, talking to people, your team will follow your lead. If you are not doing those things, then your team will not, and they will not be excited about the business because you aren't giving them something to be excited about, if that makes sense. Growing interest in the business is very tough. I, in the beginning, got more interest in challenge groups or in free stuff than I did in the actual coaching opportunity, which is why challenge groups are important, just to get people in and get that foot in the door to a taste of what we offer. But really, it's just about, honestly, people don't even know that the coaching opportunity exists half the time. So your job is to share that. Just like a movie or something else that you love, it's your job to talk about it so other people can reap the benefits of it as well. So if you see someone that would make a good coach, mention it to them. Let them know why you think they would make a good coach. If you see someone in your challenge group that is doing awesome and motivating people and posting every single day, mention it to them. You have to attract what you put out. And so as long as you're doing what you need to be doing, people are going to come to you. If they haven't already, they will, because you have to be consistent. Kinsey, I'm going to skip yours and then go down, and then we can do a little role playing if you want to.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. How and when is it the right time to do a like page on Facebook? I have a hard time for requesting and accepting people I know I don't personally know outside my Facebook. Get over that. My husband gets worried because our kids are on there. How do you handle this from a spouse perspective? I know my business can't grow if we don't invite. So, first tip, get over that. Don't put anything on Facebook that you wouldn't share publicly. It's on the internet, whether your page is set to private or not, I guarantee you people can still find those pictures of your children. I guarantee it. Okay? So if you look at my Facebook page, there is nothing on there, nothing private. I had to come to the realization that when I started this and I knew that social media was the form of the way to grow our business, Facebook became a business for me. It was no longer for fun. It was no longer for friends and family to say hi and hang out and stuff like that. It wasn't about that anymore. It was about business. And so I promoted things on Facebook and posted things on Facebook that I didn't care if the entire world saw. I still post about my children. I'm not posting like naked butt pictures and stuff of my children, but I'm still posting my children. And well, you know how some people do that. Don't post naked butt pictures of your children. But I'm still posting about them. I'm talking about them. I'm posting about my dog, about our relationship, about everything. So I feel like sometimes, no offense, but sometimes that's an excuse to people who don't want to post and don't want to share and things like that. That's an excuse that's holding them back.
Well, it all goes back to you want something, you better have it.
Yeah. you heard that. Say it louder.
It all goes back to that quote, that saying, if you want something you've never had, you got to do something you've never done.
Yeah.
Don't fall into that trap, you know?
And so I started a like page when I first started coaching because I didn't want to annoy my friends, didn't want to do anything like that. So I made a like page, canceled it.
That's long.
Yeah, I canceled that really quick, and my friends were annoyed anyway. I canceled that because I was paying $150, $200 a month on ads, because if you have a like page, ads are really the only way to grow it. You have to pay to grow your like page. At that time in my business, I was making enough to cover it. I didn't want to spend that much on it, and I wasn't getting enough out of it. My return on my investment wasn't great enough for me to keep going in that. So I canceled it. For me, if you have 100, 200, 300, 5,000, 1,000 friends on Facebook, why not work with those people right now? Why not start on them and continue to add to that pool? Once you're maxed out on friends, like I am with 500 or 5,000 friends, then make a like page. And then hopefully at that point you're earning enough to be able to cover your investment and it be beneficial to your business. I still don't get a ton of business from my like page. I maybe get a couple coaches a month from it, which is a lot to a lot of people, but at this point in my business, that's not very much. But my biggest thing is start with your personal page. There's no reason to invest money in something that you have to grow outside of the network of people that you already have.
And if you're only posting your like page, your reach isn't as big as your personal page right now. So it's, in the very beginning, definitely if you want to start a like page, be posting to your like page and your personal page. Same stuff, same content every single time.
Yeah, I think you'll hear a lot of different things from a lot of different people on that, but I do the same thing. I copy paste from Instagram to my personal page to my like page, the exact same thing across the board. I'm not sharing posts from my like page onto my personal page. That also decreases your reach, but I'm posting in separate avenues. I'm not promoting my like page on my personal page because I want that to be two different demographics, two different sets of people. Okay, let's do Caitlin Carr. How do you build value in Shakeology in your challenge groups? How do you get customers to stay customers and not just purchase the challenge pack and cancel Shakeology? You build value in it. You drink it every single day yourself and talk about it. You talk about how convenient of a meal it is when you're on the go and you're busy. You talk about how many nutrients it has in it when you decide to have pizza for dinner and you already had your nutrients for the day. There are a lot of benefits to Shakeology, and it's just a matter of telling it to people and proving it to people. If 9 out of 10 times, I will say this, 9 out of 10 times if I have a customer who's on Shakeology and cancels it after the first month, it's a financial issue. They don't want to pay for it, they can't afford it, whatever. If I have someone that does that, I immediately mention coaching, because that's going to save them 25%. Instead of paying $129 for Shakeology, they're going to pay like $97 plus tax instead, and they're going to have like a $30 savings every single month. So I first and foremost mention that, because a lot of people, that little bit helps, and especially if they see the value in it and love it, then they're going to continue it.
They're going to be seeing the effects of Shakeology in the challenge group. But I also, if you haven't been to coachingcodes.com and looked at the Shakeology video links, those are super helpful to post in your challenge groups. Just the little 2-minute, 3-minute videos that give more information about Shakeology, because most people don't know really how good Shakeology is for them. So I post those little mini videos in my challenge group just to educate my challengers on Shakeology.
Yeah, because if you're not doing that in your conversations, if you're not creating that value and telling them what it can really do for them, and you're just like, it's included, drink it anyway, which I do sometimes because they fight it, they don't really see the value in it. They don't know why they need to continue it. They don't see how it's going to benefit them long term. Jessica said, if you know someone is not wanting to work out yet, but super interested in Shakeology, how do you go about sharing the 3-day Shakeology 3D refresh / Shakeology challenge pack on sale this month? What's the best conversation starter? So I'm guessing you want like way to post, talk to people about this big group we're doing, the 3-day refresh / Shakeology challenge chat group. I would honestly promote it to people who do that, who one, already have a workout program, or want to go to the gym and stay at the gym, or people who don't want to work out or physically can't work out or struggle with fitting their workouts in or don't have time to fit their workouts in. Any of those breath laughing. Any of those excuses, because that's what they are, I would mention this package, because even if they are interested in working out, even if they want to, whatever, nutrition is where most people struggle. And I feel like when you approach it in that way and say, hey, we're going to spend the next 30 days in a group with my team focusing on just nutrition. You can keep working out, you can not work out, you can whatever, but we're going to focus on nutrition. And that's the aspect I would take. I would tell them, we're going to start with our 3-day refresh, which is a plant-based cleanse to kind of give you a jump start, and then we're going to follow a simple meal plan with Shakeology for the remaining 30 days. In that group, I am going to share a meal plan. I am going to share a grocery list. I'm going to share tips daily, things like that, different recipes. I'm going to use a lot of fix-it recipes, which is an amazing cookbook if you don't have it yet. And we're just going to kind of focus on nutrition only. Dexter, will you take Dexter potty? Okay. So I hope that helps. But yeah, say that. Nutrition is where most people struggle, so that's what we're going to focus on for 30 days. Especially if that's what they need help with. You, in your conversation, should be talking to people every single day about, do you work out now? What's your nutrition look like? How, what are your nutritional struggles? In those conversations, if they're like, I struggle with this or I struggle with that or this is my biggest issue, pitch that. Oh my gosh, you would love our nutrition-only group that is starting on yada, yada, yada. Okay? Don't be afraid to throw it in there and then go back and ask some more questions to people. But just at any point where you feel in the conversation that you can throw it in there and be like, you'd love this, or I think you'd benefit from this, do it. Easy. You want to add anything?
No, that's perfect. my battery's dying too, so if I check out, that's why. 1% left.
Kenzie hates us. Okay, Danielle said, how do you juggle such a large team? I will be watching the playback because I'm currently in the ER with my family member, but juggling a team, keeping it together without getting overwhelmed. I hope your family member is okay, first of all. Gosh, some days I just have to check out. I'm not going to lie. Some days, a lot of you know, and a lot of you may still have messages sitting in my inbox that you sent me from 3 days ago. I am, at this point in my business, I wasn't like this in the beginning. At this point in my business, I am not afraid to be like, peace out, everybody. I'll talk to you in a couple days because I need to breathe and take a break. In the beginning, I was glued to my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody messaged me. I got to return my message now. I was glued to it. But quickly, I learned that those messages can wait. I have become very good at screening my messages. So if I have a coach or a customer message me, with just something that's not urgent or something that can wait, or they're not ordering right now or signing up right now, I'll screen it and I'll let them wait until tomorrow or that night whenever I'm ready to sit down and actually return messages. If I get a coach or a message from Kinsey saying, oh my gosh, I have somebody freaking out, I'll probably respond. If I have a customer that's like, okay, I'm ready to sign up, where do I go? I'll respond because I don't want them browsing Amazon and signing up somewhere else. So I kind of get really good at screening my messages, and then I will be the first to say I take a break as soon as I need it, because when the joy gets sucked out of this business, and it can get sucked out very quickly, I am desperate to get it back. And if that means checking out for a couple days with my family, then that's what I'm going to do. Kenzie, anything?
Same.
Yeah.
Even though I don't check out for 2 days.
I will say that is a benefit of growing your team, because you are able to check out for 2 days, and people are still there. They're still doing what they need to be doing. They're still hitting Success Club, and you still get a paycheck.
Even when you do check out, you're still posting.
Yes,
So
I do this.
I mean, you're not completely checking out.
I am not completely checking out. I am always, always, always present on social media.
Yep.
Always. By present, I mean, oh my God, something happened. Let me take a picture and I'm going to post it really fast, and then I'm back out. Okay? Yep. I'm not like tied to my phone. Of course I'm posting, yes, for sure. Angela said challenge groups. I think that, that this is the bread and butter where people come, become believers and want to coach. I have really put lots of time in there lately. However, sometimes I get people who just keep making excuses. I have been showing them tough love, but I think that maybe it's the wrong approach. What do you do in your challenge groups when you find participation and lots of excuses from the same people? I private message them. I will first, be like, hey, where's everybody at? Where's everybody sleeping? LOL, publicly in my group and just kind of keep it light. If they're still not responding from that point, I'm sending them private messages and talking to them. A lot of people are introverts. A lot of people don't want to post publicly in a challenge group. Whether they think they want to in the beginning or not, they don't end up doing it. And so as long as they're communicating with me one-on-one, that's all I need. Now, if I don't get a responded message or return message, then I'm like, all right, peace out. They'll be back because, apparently at that time it was not the right time for them. What do you do, Kinsey?
You can't make them work out. You can inspire and you can support and you can motivate, but if they're not taking the steps themselves, then that's on them. When I personally message them, I go back to their why. Like, why did they want to lose 10 to 15 pounds? And make them remember why they started the journey. So that usually gets them to at least message you back. So.
Yeah. And then if they don't and they saw your post, I know you saw my post. You saw my message. Okay, I'm going to go through a few more. We have 9 minutes left just to keep this at an hour, okay, just to have some respect for your time. I will try to speed through these. Katie said, I would love to hear about your life page, Twitter, blog, Periscope. Worth it? No. Do you post the same exact thing each one? Which social media platform? Basically, we've already covered this. She's just asking, what do I do, and is it worth it or not? Instagram, Facebook, first and foremost. Instagram and my personal Facebook before anything else. I've always, when I started coaching, I got Instagram, but I never really had a huge following on it, but I was consistent. I stayed to it. I kept posting every single day, just like a Facebook page, and it has slowly grown and grown and grown. I do use a website called Instagress, and you can pay like $9.99. I think it's like every 3 months or something like that, and they'll post and comment and interact with people on your behalf. Now, I did have some coaches message me the other day saying that I was liking a bunch of like porn stuff on Instagram, and I was like, no, I wasn't. So I paused my Instagram to see if it would stop, and then I started it again and it stopped, so I feel like I got hacked or something, so maybe be careful with that. But other than that, it's grown me a ton. I had like 400 followers on Instagram, and I have like over 5,000 now, and I don't even know how long it hasn't even been a year that I've been on Instagram. So it's grown me pretty quickly, and I get 3-4 people from Instagram every single month, so it's pays off, I think. And yes, I do post the exact same thing to each one. Exact same thing.
Facebook and Instagram, I'd steer clear of trying to do too much too soon.
Yeah.
I did Facebook, Instagram, I did my blog, which got overwhelming.
I feel that
blog. And then Pinterest, I feel like Pinterest is taken off if anybody wants to take that route. But Facebook and Instagram is definitely, those are my two favorites.
Yeah, I do know a lot of coaches that do Pinterest. I know a lot of coaches that are doing Twitter, and they're getting into Periscope. Me, personally, I'm going to stick with what I know and what's working for me, and until I get to a point where I'm like dry and there's no one else coming to me, I'll probably expand another route or something. But for now, I tried the blog and it was great, but I'm like, no, not for me. I failed with that.
Right.
So, okay. Go ahead.
Blogs are like novels.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Facebook is basically a blog and little mini series.
Yes.
So.
You know my entire life if you follow me on Facebook. I don't need to make a big long story about it on my blog.
Exactly. And
go ahead.
My Facebook is linked to my Twitter, so that's possible too. So if you post on Facebook, it automatically posts to Twitter.
Mine is too. I will say that. I never log into Twitter, so can you even receive messages on Twitter?
I don't think so. I don't have my Twitter either.
Well, there's no reason for me to check. But yeah, my Facebook does go to Twitter too. I just don't ever check it or look at it or anything. Janice said, can you talk about how you grew your husband's biz? How did he support you? How can I add or how can you and your spouse grow this business together? A lot of this we did already cover. And yeah, I signed Brett up. He was one of my first coaches. In reality, I signed 2 people up who were not my husband, not my anybody. They are no longer even anywhere. I don't even know what happened to them. So I signed up Brett and my mother-in-law. Luckily, Brett was in the leg that I needed him to be on, and my mother-in-law was in the other leg, and now they're both like, oh. So highly recommend making sure that your husband and your spouse or whoever, family, anybody, brother, sister, mom, dad, uncle, anyone that you can have control of as far as keeping them active and building their business, sign up. Anybody. I signed up Brett. I kept him at coach status until I got to diamond. Once I got myself to diamond and I was a strong diamond, meaning I had a couple emeralds in each leg, at that point, which one of the emeralds were Brett, at that point I built him to diamond so I could get the maximum team cycle bonus out of his business as well. But yeah, we are one. So if people message him about coaching, he's like, yada, 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 talk to him, whatever. He sends them, he asks me first, where do you want me to place this person, and I'll send him the link to sign them up under wherever I want. I do the training, I talk to people, I mean, I do everything. He's just kind of like, sure, let's do this. But yeah, we work it as one. It's all going to the same bank account, so to us, it's like working, you know. Christy Chu said, what does your typical schedule look like? What is on your daily Beachbody to-do list? This is fun. It's changed a lot, I will tell you that. Now, I do take 2-day hiatuses and leave people sitting in my inbox for a long time, which I apologize for. My schedule now, I stay home, obviously, so I work from home. I do Beachbody full time, and I'm telling you, it is more than just posting to Facebook. It can be very time consuming. So I wake up, drink my 2 cups of coffee, do my personal development, work out, eat breakfast. I know I should probably eat breakfast before I do, but I do not. And then I shower, get around, and then I work my business. So I am working my business usually now from 11 to about 2. And then at that time, I'm inviting, I'm returning messages, I'm doing whatever I need to do to get team calls going. I'm writing scripts from doing a team call at night for somebody. I'm doing all those little things from like 11 to 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I usually check out, and I'm picking up my kids from school and doing dinner and playing mom and homework and things like that. After dinner, baths, bedtime, I'm back in my office doing Beachbody. Now that is an ideal day. Does that happen every single day? Definitely, definitely not. Especially now that we have moved. It was funny, we were out like exploring, and someone that owned one of the shops that we were in was like asking what we did and stuff like that, and he was like, ooh, you better be careful, because a lot of people move out here and like lose motivation and end up quitting their jobs and stuff like that. And Brett and I were like, yeah, right. And then every single day that we've been here, I don't think I've worked 11 to 2 since we've moved. Kenzie's phone would just say. So it's been very hard to get that schedule back, but I have my office set up now and it's a lot easier. So basically I'm working at least, sit down on my computer working, I'm at least working an hour a day, literally sitting at my computer. Now, with that being said, my phone comes with me every single place I go. Again, this is where I'm screening messages. If I see people that need to have my attention right now, I'll return their message. If not, I'm ignoring it. And I really try to get a good hour in during the day. And then at night, if it's a Wednesday or Tuesday night, I'm usually working at night, you know, a couple hours or until I fall asleep on my computer. And then that's it. I don't know if that helps or doesn't help. But when I started coaching, I did do like 2 hours a day. I was one that in the beginning knew that to be successful, I needed to invest a little bit of time. So I would no, that's a lie. I didn't wake up early. I would stay up late. I hate waking up in the morning. So I would stay up later, or while Brett was watching TV on the couch, I would have my laptop and be working right next to him while I was doing follow-ups and talking to people and stuff like that. So that was where I did the majority of my work, was at night. Luckily, that's when most people are on Facebook, so it kind of worked out. I hope that helps. But I highly suggest, highly suggest doing a power hour, at least a power hour, whether it has to be separated into 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, or 15, 15, 15, whatever the case may be. make sure you're fitting in at least an hour a day just to do the essentials. Now, like I said, if I'm checking out for the day, I am always present on social media. I have always got at least 4 posts sent through the day, and just making that part a priority for sure. Make sure you're posting. It just blows my mind that some coaches skip posting. It does. Blows my mind. I'll go through a couple more. I'm so sorry. There's so many that I'm missing, but I don't want to. I guess I can keep going, and if you guys have to go, you can go, and this will be recorded. And I'll go. I haven't. Our invisible fence consult is coming at noon too. So if he comes, then I'll just disconnect. As you sponsor new coaches, what does your onboarding process look like, and how do you maintain that relationship? And what does the relationship look like as they rank advanced? So this is I'm very specific about this, and it sounds harsh sometimes that when I say, you know, if you're hitting Success Club and is he here? The invisible fence guy? Okay. And as you're rank advancement and hitting Success Club and selling challenge packs and things like that, naturally, that's the person I'm going to invest most of my time into. If you are a person who's not posting, not selling anything, not talking to people, not giving me examples of your conversations so that I can help you more, you're probably not going to get a lot of my time because you're not giving me anything to work with, if that makes sense. As I sign up new coaches, I send them immediately my new coach welcome email. All of that information is located in our files tab, everything I send a new coach. So first up, they're listening to that Getting Started Right video. I have a list of other videos that they watch, which includes like the Challenge Group 101, New Coaches Start Here, different things like that. So they're watching all of those videos. We used to do our training groups, which I do not do anymore. I think I've explained in the past that I saw that people were signing up and wanting to wait the 30 days or wait the 60 days to get started, and that wasn't working. That didn't work for me and what I wanted my team to be, so we stopped doing that. I want coaches to jump in, get the training they need in, you know, a 2-hour time period through videos, and then be able to jump in immediately. So that's where we focus on. I check in with my new coaches again. If my new coaches are producing, if my new coaches are producing, if they're talking to me, if they're sharing conversations, if they're showing me that they're eager to work, I'm talking to them at least once a week. Many of my coaches I talk to daily. Many of you I talk to daily, every other day, as much as I'm needed. Now, I am going into my online office and checking your Success Club points and things like that at least once a week. And so at that point, I'll say, okay, you need 2 more points. Let's go. How do we get this person there? Or, you know, giving you small goals in a short time frame, something attainable that you can work towards really helps as far as having my team set goals for themselves. So, but yeah, as they rank advance, I mean, I spend a lot of time with my diamonds, and it kind of shifts focus. So once my coaches do get to diamond, I'm working with them more on building a team and hitting premier and hitting elite, and getting to star diamond and 2-star and 3-star and above. So our shift does kind of change once they get to a certain rank. Casey says, when challenge group invites are falling flat and you've been keeping up with your daily conversations and offered a special, what's your next plan to tackle in Success Club ASAP? Jumping into advertising for the next group, question mark. One final push for the challenge group that's not getting responses, question mark. What's your best strategy for recovery? Sorry, I had to close that. So yeah, so honestly, when I have a challenge group that I don't have very many people to, or say it's the 30th of the month and I need, you know, 2 more people to lock in Success Club or whatever the case may be, I'm digging deep. When I say digging deep, I don't mean following up with people that I think may be interested. That's not what I mean. What I mean, and Brett's seen me do this before, what I mean by digging deep is I am physically going to my messages and going all the way down, all the way. Don't stop, keep going, all the way down. You will find conversations, I have conversations that I still haven't even followed up with people from like October, November last year. Okay, that's what I mean by digging deep. When I say let's do a follow-up blitz, I mean scroll to the very bottom of your Facebook messages and let's start talking to some people. Let's start following up with some people. I did that, what month was it that I did that? I worked on like the 30th and 31st that night. I probably worked for like 5 hours.
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was like May.
Oh, was that early? I thought maybe June.
Maybe June. I had this, you know, Success Club goal in my head. I had I want to sign this amount of coaches in my head, and I wanted to hit it no matter what. And so I stayed up. I think I stayed up till like 1 or 2 in the morning. I would literally work 5 hours on 30th and 31st. And I did that. I did my follow-up blitz right at the very beginning. I think I had like 5 or 6 people sign up in those 2 days just from reaching out to people I hadn't talked to in such a long time. When I say these follow-up blitzes and stuff and digging deep, it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean reaching out to people that you think may still be interested. It means reaching out to people that you don't think are going to be interested anymore and mentioning it to them and letting them know, hey, we have this nutrition-only group that's starting to benefit from it so much. Or, hey, we're doing a 3-day refresh group and it's an amazing boost. And I know you were talking last night about wanting to lose that last 5 or 10 pounds, and I really think this would help. Start this old conversations back up. That is honestly my best strategy for the last couple days of the month when you have big goals to hit. And it works every single time as long as you go back. Okay, challenge groups. Angela, I already answered that one. What tips do you have for knowing when to promote a post? Again, this is for your like page only. So when you see posts in your newsfeed that are sponsored, or you see ads on the side of your page for people who are promoting their Facebook like pages, that's what it's for your like page. So one, unless you are maxed out on friends, you don't need to be having a like page, literally. And that's my rule of thumb, and it's something that's worked for me. And unless you just like, throwing money in the trash can, whatever, okay? But the posts that I promote are the ones that are gonna get the most engagement to my page. So usually I'm posting, my 5 posts a day. When I go to my desktop and I see on Facebook, it'll say, this post has gotten a lot of engagement in the last 30 minutes or something. So I will boost that one. I set myself a budget for, I budget usually 150, sometimes I do 200.
350.
Sometimes I go over budget. But I am boosting and promoting anything that's going to get the most engagement to my page, the most likes, because once they're there, then they're going to see all my stuff. And I will promote a coach post every now and then, but honestly, I get the most out of just promoting things that's going to get information or going to get people to my page. Amy, I just signed up as a coach, and I'm really wanting to focus on getting people signed up for my challenge group, which is going great. My question is, when and how is the best way to get people interested in coaching with me long term, not just for the discount, but people who are inspired to work out and getting healthy? When I start a challenge group, 1 week in, I'm mentioning the coaching opportunity to every single person. Every single person, whether they've shown you a reason they would be great or not, every single person. And I message them something like, hey, I hope you're doing great, or I know you're doing great in this group. I wanted to mention the coaching opportunity to you because you were so inspiring. You're seeing amazing results, and I know you're loving your workout. Have you ever thought about coaching? Something simple to the point, just like that. 9 out of 10 times, I'm telling you, people are going to be flattered that you would even ask. Half of them may say no, half of them may say yes, sign me up right now. You never know until you ask. So I just simply put it out there and plant the seed, and they know it's an option in the future if they want it. If they say something and kind of give you some feedback that they don't really want to coach, you can say, well, you can always do it for the discount, which is great, a great savings on Shakeology or something like that. That second little push, and then from there, let them go, and then just follow up with them again. Follow up with them again the next month. No, this is from Debbie. Not sure how to transition people from challenge group. I know you do 30 days, but I want to do, but then what do you do with them and still keep them through the other group? Or how does that work? I don't feel like I quite know what to do once the challenge group ends. Okay, so once the challenge group ends, my goal ultimately is to have all of them as coaches, so I don't have to worry about it, right? But a lot of people do what's called a lifetime accountability group, and so it's another group, like a challenge group, another private group where anyone that has completed a challenge pack goes into that group. My accountability groups, I don't post that often. I post maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, but if there are people in there that are very extrovert, very outspoken, very, all over the place, then I ask them to help me run the group. I say, you know what? If you don't want to coach, that's fine, but I'm going to add you to this group. Do you mind just helping me lead it? Do you mind, posting at least once a day in there and just motivating people? 9 out of 10 times they do it, and not only is that, fun for them and helps you build up your lifetime accountability group so people aren't sleeping, but it's also building them up with the confidence that they need to be a coach, and they don't even know it. Do you have 2 separate pages? Yes, I covered all of that question. So yes, I do have 2 separate pages now, but I didn't in the beginning. Alyssa said, how much time and energy do you invest in customers that buy challenge packs? If they are inactive in the group, do you message them individually? I already covered all that. If after 30 days they still have not invested and gotten the results you want, do you engage in motivation? Working in a small community where that, okay. You can't do it for them. All you can do is set them up with the tools and the motivation and the accountability to be successful. It may not be their time. They may have rushed into something that they don't have the time to commit to right now. And again, a lot of people are introverts. A lot of people don't want to be active and don't want to share everything with you, and that's okay. But we have to be open and be willing to check in with them. I'm still checking in with people every single month, whether they were in my challenge group a year ago. I'm still like, hey, how's your month going? How's everything doing? Or I'll stalk their page for a little bit and say, hey, how's your child doing? Is they're in the hospital? Whatever the case may be. I'm always having that conversation with them to keep that relationship built up. I've had a lot of people do challenge groups, fall completely on their face, and then come back after a year and say, okay, I think I'm ready this time. And they'll get a new challenge pack and we'll start over. So keep going. Don't give up on them completely, but know that you can only do so much. And it's not just you. There are so many coaches who run challenge groups, myself included, where 9 out of 10 people fall flat on their face and don't stick to it. I rarely have groups where everybody's committed 100% through the whole thing. Crystal Jenkins, and I think this is the last one. I'm not even going to refresh to see if there's any new questions because it's past time, and I apologize. When you're starting new combos daily, how do you go about it? Scroll through the newsfeed, randomly message 5 people. What do you say after the initial combos of you starting to message them and not mentioning Facebook? Combos fall flat, da-da-da. Okay, so we covered a lot of this already. But yes, once I'm having that conversation with somebody, I am intentionally asking them questions to open up an opportunity for me to mention Beachbody. So we do what's called forming. Family, occupation, recreation, and then message, okay? So I'm asking them, if they don't know the person, I'm like, hey, you know, thanks for your friend request. You look familiar, how do I know you, or something. Start the conversation a little bit. Oh, that's awesome. I know so-and-so from high school, yada, 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 start the conversation. What do you do nowadays? I haven't heard from you in forever. Are you working or something like that? 9 out of 10 times when you throw out the occupation or recreation question or you know, something around that, they're gonna be like, oh, and what is this Beachbody thing you're doing? Or what are you doing now? I see your fitness stuff all over Facebook all the time. Something like that will come up if you keep the question or keep the conversation going long enough, okay? It's all about keeping that conversation going. And it does fall flat. Maybe they had to do laundry, maybe they had to pick up their kid from school, maybe their husband needed them at the moment. Whatever the case may be, life happens and people stop talking to you for a hot second. Don't take it personally. Use it as an opportunity to follow up with them later and say, hey, I love that post that you just made, so inspiring, something like that. Stalk their newsfeed a little bit. You have to kind of do a little digging before being able to just kind of randomly splurt out all these messages all over the place. But I hope that helps. I mean, I just am always talking to people and always asking questions that, again, open up an opportunity for me to present coaching to them. I think that is it. Let me scroll one more time, and then I think I'm done. Oh, okay. How many times do you, I'm glad I refreshed, because Denise said, how many times do you check back with people that sent, I noticed that the next morning they didn't order. I'll send them a message and say, hey, did you get set up? Just a question, okay? If they respond and say, usually they respond and say something like, oh, I got busy last night, I'm gonna do it now, I'm gonna do it today, or I wanna wait till payday, whatever. At that time, I put their name in my phone, in my calendar. I'm going to show you because I want you guys to do this because it really does work for me. So I put their name in my calendar. I'll find one where it is. Okay, so this is Thursday. I put their name in my calendar. Come on. There, you can't really see it. But it'll say FU. So that means follow up. It doesn't mean FU. But I'll put FU for follow up and then their name. So if they told me, no, but I am going to sign up on Friday, I will go to my calendar for Friday and put FU John Smith. Follow up John Smith. That cues me because I look by my calendar. That tells me that on Friday I need to go in and look at my messages from John Smith, see what the last thing we said was, and be like, hey, today you're supposed to get, or today was the day you were going to get signed up. Let me know if you have trouble. Something like that. If it goes, I mean, it can go on forever. I'm telling you, I have people that come to me after 2.5 years of following me saying that they're finally ready to join me. And it may take time, but you just have to be consistent, you have to be persistent, and you have to stay on them. If they want it, they clearly want it because they've reached out to you and shared with you that they want this coaching opportunity, or they want to be in a challenge group, they want it for themselves. They will usually share their why with you. So remind them of their why. Hey, I know you wanted to get that last 20 pounds gone, and I have a challenge group starting, and I have a couple spots left. Do you want to get in, or do you want to wait for the next one? Super easy, simple follow-up message. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to follow up with people. People, like I said, half the time are forgetting, or they get distracted, or something happens where they have to get off the computer. And honestly, surprise, maybe it surprises you, people are not on Facebook as much as we are. So you have to make sure you're following up, have to make sure you're talking to people, and just stay consistent and don't stop. I hope that helped. That was a lot of questions that I answered. I will have this, it is recorded, and it will be posted to our YouTube channel, which we have a name for now, youtube.com/Luxe Republic. So you can use this to refer back to if you guys want to, or if you guys have questions, or hopefully you're listening to the playback if you missed it. But I am open for conversation and for questions anytime that you guys have them. I may screen them, and I may ignore it for a couple days, but I will get back to you, I promise. All right? Everybody have a great day, and let's kill September. Let's make it an amazing month. Talk to you later. Bye.